You ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned into the John Peckman podcast, coming to you from lovely downtown Portland, Connecticut. Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance. That's us. We are here in Portland, Connecticut, and we are here with the big man, the boss.
Not me.
That's you. That's you.
How's it going, John?
It's going.
Hey, this is going to be episode 2, man.
Episode 2. The
Yeah,
big one. The big one. The important one.
The inaugural one was a killer.
Yep.
We're getting a whole ton of listens on it, so it's great.
Don Holland, he set the bar pretty high.
Yeah, but it was good. It was really good.
You have to be funny.
Yeah.
You got to be funny now, apparently. This is
Okay. Well, I can't do the well gnarly, man. You know.
You kind of just did.
No, that's not me.
All right.
That's not me.
So Dave Kuzminski, Senior, I guess, right? That's you.
That's the rumor.
Okay, you come to Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance. You are in Dave's world. Dave runs the show here at Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance on Main Street in Portland here. That is him. And he's the boss. He started this whole thing.
That's the rumor.
Yeah, no, it's more than a rumor. So tell us where you come from, how this all started.
Well, I was basically graduated from the Hartford Conservatory, but I spent it's about 6 months at Berkeley, and then was teaching at the Hartford Conservatory. I started also teaching my at Loomis Chaffee School. I was up there as a fourth-fifth position, and anyway, I've been working for the town of Portland part-time, and I was doing that and teaching and working 20 hours a week for the town of Portland. And then my wife and I, Rana, met at the Hartford Conservatory, and she was a ballet dancer, tap, and all that kind of stuff. And we kind of hit it off, and lo and behold, we got married. We're now in our 48th year of marital bliss.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
So going from there, but basically we started things happening down here. We bought the store, about 38 years ago.
Wow.
And we've had the store, and I was teaching music, and she was teaching dance, and it's been a good thing.
Is this the first location, the first and only location? Is that what this is?
Yes, it is. You know, the guy that I bought this music store from, his name was, in fact, it was a husband and wife team, Joe and Sophie Soflicki. And I used to come in and buy my guitar strings. And back in the day, he had the store is pretty much the same. We've obviously expanded and done some additions and so forth, but he used to have, as you come in the front door, he used to have seats where parents would sit and wait for their kids in their lesson, but he had the cubicles were like 6x6 cubicles, and he used to teach guitar in this little cubicle and bring kids into this little cubicle, and he used to smoke Camel cigarettes.
Oh, this is back in the day.
Yeah, and he had the ashtray in the corner of the studio. But anyway,
This is back when cigarettes didn't harm children.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So anyway, I used to come in and buy my guitar strings and and so forth, and he. One day I asked him, hey, you ever want to sell this place? Let me know. And so he did. And, the rest is history. Ron and I bought it, and we've been here ever since.
That's wild. Is he not still around? Or
No, he's not. He has passed away. His daughters still come by, though.
Oh, wow.
And they walk by, and they check me out all the time and say hello and so forth. So, they keep in touch.
That's nice. They must be happy that it's still a thing. It's not a, I don't know, a laundromat or something.
Exactly. So, cool. That's how we got started. And basically, when we bought the store, and I thought, I was going to be I was going to come in. I was going to be the next Guitar Center.
Sure.
And
what year would this have been?
About 1982, 83.
Oh wow. Okay.
Not
too long ago.
And so we quickly realized, as far as from a retail standpoint, what we are and what we're not. And we realized that basically the students were our bread and butter. And like I say, Rana had a good following of dance students, and we started to build up the the music students here. And having taught at the Hartford Conservatory, we had a lot of teachers that I was acquainted with from the Hartford Conservatory. So we had all degreed teachers for the most part, and had a pretty good faculty. And
it all went downhill from there.
no, well,
And then came me and Dan and everybody.
well, it was funny. I mean, you know how you got here. Basically, Matt. Now Matt Starr was
That's right.
was our first drum teacher,
He was the first?
along with Peter Kutsaridis.
Wow.
And Peter was a UConn graduate, and Peter taught more of the classical. He taught marimbas and vibes and all that kind of stuff. But Matt was teaching all of the rock stuff, and
Wow.
and then he decided to head west to greener pastures out in L.A. And on the scene came Mr. John Peckman.
Sure, yeah.
And you've been here ever since.
Yeah. The bag man. Yeah, I just came here to pick up whatever was left. That's fine. That's fine.
That's
No,
right.
I love it. I didn't. It's whatever. It's not about me, but yeah, I was always teaching a little bit here and there, but it really was when I started here, I started getting my act together. I think you're taking it a little bit more seriously, so I appreciate the opportunity. You hear that? That's what I'm talking about. You hear that?
No.
Okay.
I,
Must be in my imagination.
I
All right.
but I think after you started teaching here, then I had the opportunity to actually do some gigs with you.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
that was always fun. And I got to say that you are a chameleon, Mr. Peckman. When you play with anybody, I don't care whether the gig is rock, whether the gig is blues, whether man, you fit the bill, man. And
I appreciate it.
that's what it's all about.
I tried to be. I like a lot of things. I always have, so that's kind of part of it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't mind. Quick sidebar on that subject. This is funny as I think about gigs. So I maybe you don't remember this, but Dave called me one day. He goes, "I need you to do a gig over at a frat house over in Wesleyan. It's for homecoming. They need a drummer. Can you do the gig? It's like on a Saturday." And I'm like, "Okay, what kind of music?" And you said, I don't know. These guys they're an old alumni band. They need a drummer. Can you just show up with your drums? I said, fine. Okay, sure. I'll show up. So I show up. There's a football game going on across the street. There's nobody there. Nobody. I set up. I found somebody that said, "Yeah, I think the band's going to be over there." So I set up in this empty frat house, and I'm just waiting, set up a drum kit, waiting for a band to show up. I don't know what age, if they graduated last year or whatever. And all of a sudden, I guess the football game ends. A crowd of people start coming across the street, and these guys, older guys, come in. And they're like, "You the drummer?" I go, "Yeah." I go, "Okay, you ready?" And I said, "Yeah." What kind of music are we playing? And the guy comes in with a sousaphone. He's like, "We're playing Dixieland." Oh, okay. No clue.
Yeah.
No clue. They're like, "You know how to play Dixieland?" I'm like, "Not really." And they're like, just follow along." Okay. But I didn't even know what it was until they walked in with the trombone. Come on, let's go. Here we go. Let's go. All right.
Well,
I got through it.
Yeah, no, you did, and you remember Eddie that used to be
That's right. Yeah.
the frat house manager over there. He after that gig, he says, "Man, Peckman nailed it.
Oh, really?
Peckman nailed it."
I don't know about that. I got through it.
Yeah,
You
did.
But yeah, that's funny. But yeah, I guess that's what happens. So you're a guitar player primarily.
I am a guitar player. Yes, that's the rumor. So we did. Used to do at the conservatory. They used to call me the gigger.
Oh.
With my own wedding band, which you have played with, we used to play 80 to 90 weddings a year. I played with Don Chenard. We played with Connie Jackson and the Men of the Sun. I mean, it's the list goes on and on. But they used to call me the Gigger because I did the back in the day when they had the Barnum and Bailey Circus come to the Civic Center. You remember the Civic Center?
I do.
Okay, they used to hire sidemen to come in and play the.
I didn't know that. That's funny.
Oh yeah, and all we had to do was basically play ta-ta, ta-ta.
That's it.
Yeah, that was it.
That's cool.
And so forth. But
that's funny.
we did a lot of I used to do the Catskills up in the Catskills. We used to do Brown's, Grossinger's, and then we get closer to home. We used to do Banner Lodge and Frank Davis or Sunrise and so forth. We used to do 6 nights a week down there from basically 4th of July to Labor Day.
Wow. All while working for the town, all while teaching.
Yeah.
Wow.
I used to get up and come to work for the town at 7:00 and get home at 4:00 in the morning and get up and go to work at 7. I used to go to sleep in my van at the lunchtime for crying out loud.
Nice. I remember I played a gig with you, probably a wedding gig one time, and you stopped in the middle of the song and pushed your hernia in and kept playing. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, hold on. I'm
Yeah.
like, what's the matter? My hernia. He pushed it back in and then finished the gig. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
That's hardcore.
Yeah. Well, it's, I don't know, hardcore, dumb and stupid or whatever.
Well,
but,
whatever.
You just do what you need to do.
Yeah.
As far as that goes. But
Yeah.
anyway.
It's pretty heavy.
So that's kind of been our shtick here.
Cool.
As you know, we've done a pretty extensive expansion in new studios and
Sure.
obviously the new podcast studio that is your studio, John.
Yeah, cool.
Live. So
Can I sleep here?
Sure.
Yeah, all right, good.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, in case it comes to that someday, it'd be nice to know I can just crash here.
Exactly. And so forth. But it gives us a lot of flexibilities, especially since the COVID thing. You just got to get creative, think out of the box, and
Sure.
go from there. Everybody's kind of just surviving, getting by.
Yep, I hear you. I mean, hopefully, as we all hope, I would think as teachers, I would hope the way I'm thinking about it, even though it's 6 months away, but like September is going to kind of be the reset. That's the way I think about it. That's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, it can't come soon enough.
No.
Unfortunately, when March hit, it was like somebody turned off the faucet.
Dude, tell me about it. I know.
And not only the students but the gigs. Man, it was just like.
Yep.
It was pretty shocking.
Yep, no doubt. I have a handful of gigs. I got about 7 gigs over the summer.
Yep.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well, see, that hopefully, things will start rolling, and as we start getting into with, the vaccine being rolled out and so forth. So I got my 2 shots. So
there you go.
I'm good, but
yep,
I'm old as dirt. So
well, I'm slightly I'm the March 22nd. I'm the next wave. So
well, good.
We'll see what happens.
Well, that's good. So, anyway, I know, John, I think you do, a lot of the Facebook Live things, and sometime we're going to have to get you to do your descriptions of the awesome mixes that you put together.
Yeah, we're into it. I've been putting mixes together. I don't know what it is. I've been doing it since high school. It's just a way to organize my thoughts, or just put all the favorite things I like in one place, like anything. And then all I can think of in terms of making connections. How does this song go with this song? How's the theme? Whatever. And
right.
I'm still on it.
Well, I mean, that's what it's all about. Everybody finds their own way, and
so.
Listening to your podcast last week with Dan, your path through music, and my path through music was basically through the conservatory, through Berkeley. I could read like hell, but I couldn't play for crap. I mean, as far as the feel and the vibe, but when you're doing shows and so forth, and you're reading charts, play the notes.
Yeah, right. Well, it's good to know. I don't know. I was always curious. So the more I knew, the better. You know what I mean? Like I never felt like I had to. I just was curious enough to know, like, okay, what are notes? What's this all about?
Right.
So, and I do think it helps. I think it helps.
Well, and again, especially when you trying to explain to students, you know as well as I do, a lot of times when you're dealing with students, you have to explain to students in three or four different ways
Yep.
because what you think. I don't know with your experiences.
Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah, I got a couple of different ways to explain things until something settles in. And that's fine.
Yeah.
I like the challenge. I'll always try to figure it out.
Well, and that's the thing, and everybody's different. Somebody, from the standpoint of the adult students and from the beginner students, and everybody wants to learn different things, and sometimes that, you know, uh, changes your approach on how you want to do things.
Yeah, that's fine by me. It keeps me on my toes too. I don't mind.
Sure.
It's always a challenge.
Exactly.
So apart from that, so you heard the first podcast.
I did.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
If you could only eat one type of food for the rest of your life every day, what would it be?
Pierogies.
Oh, that was quick. That's cool. I don't know what's a pierogi. I'm not entirely sure.
Pierogi. That's basically a Polish ravioli. Okay. It's dough and we have every year. In fact, but we didn't do it this year because of the COVID thing. But basically, it's we make farmer's cheese and potato and cheese and cabbage and prunes and all kinds of stuff. So
you just eat it. You'd have pierogies every day.
oh,
Be
hell
all
yeah.
set with that.
Starch, man. Starch.
That's
it's all
cool.
it's all about the starch.
That's all right. Yeah, you gotta have starch. You gotta have starch. I guess. That's what they say.
And your favorite is what, the tortilla? Is that what?
Yeah, just anything. You could Mexican basically. I just realized I don't know if you know what mole is. Mole is like kind of like this chocolate-ish kind of. You could put mole on a rat's ass, and I would probably eat it. That's what I'm discovering. Mole anything.
It's very
good.
descriptive, John.
Yeah. All right. No musical question.
Yeah.
I kind of skipped around. Is there anything as a player? Is there anything that you are particularly working on now? Do you still practice? Is there any particular thing?
Not as much as I would like. I mean, most of my practicing is on either side of my teaching and
Sure.
so forth. And as I don't play nearly as much, as I used to. And unfortunately, when you get my age, that's what happens as far as that goes. But I do, I do a lot of sight reading exercises and so forth, and with some, scales, chops, and just trying to keep the chops up and go from there. Not that I had that many chops, but
Well, that's cool. That's cool. You got a little thing going. Are you? I asked this question as if everybody's like me, and I realize not everybody's like me. I'm like a music freak.
Yep.
Like I have to be listening to stuff all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Are you like that?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
I get into and my tastes change, as far as and believe it or not, my students influence a lot of my tastes.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, that's cool.
And this is going back when I was teaching up at Loomis. This is many, many, many years ago, and so forth. And these are high school students, and so I used to, back in the day, I think I had 40 students up there. It was crazy, private students, and I used to, encourage the students, hey, you got anything that you want to work on, you bring it in. So this kid who walks in, and he says, Mr. K, I says, I got this. I just discovered this new band. I says, really? What? Who are they? And they said, the Grateful Dead.
Oh boy.
And I just about choked.
Wow.
The Grateful Dead. It's like, okay.
Can't imagine what that's like.
Yeah, I know. That was a blur of the 70s. My God. You go from there.
And what'd you think?
Well, yeah. Well, we, yeah. I can dig it. And so we started working on some stuff, and it worked out very well. But the newer students today, and I mean, obviously coming in, you've got, I get a lot of the crooners that come in. We want to do, John Legend, or we want to do Maroon 5 or something like that.
Sure.
But so we work on the tunes, and that's it kind of keeps you challenged.
Yeah, no, definitely. No, I think that's true. My students turn me on to stuff still too.
Have you heard the new Bruno Mars thing? I don't know, Silk and something. I don't know.
No, I don't know if I've heard anything brand new.
This is supposed. Ed turned me onto it yesterday.
Huh.
He said, "Oh, this is killer." So whatever.
He's pretty killer. I don't doubt that.
You know.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. All right, the hardest question of all. Desert Island album, one album that tells us who you are. Is it possible?
Wow, that's.
Or at least a few, like what's your zone? What's the zone?
Believe it or not, when I started playing, in the band when I was 8th grade. Okay, I started doing gigs, and we started out as, believe it or not, as we did Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass.
Sure.
With the double trumpets and all that kind of stuff. And but I think now I'm kind of into a lot of the blues stuff. As far as that goes, I think we can get into that kind of keeps me motivated. Yeah. I don't know what are you into now?
Oh God, gee whiz, I don't know. Right now, I have my next mix that I'm posting. I've been getting in. One of the things I've been getting into is music from the 1920s.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. There is a record collector. If you're a total nerd, he's famous in nerd circles. His name is Joe Bussard. He's from Maryland, and he's an older guy, and he's got like the best collection of 78s existing on the planet still. Like his basement is wall to wall.
Really?
He's a total music freak, and I read an interview recently in a book, and every song that he mentioned I found
really
on YouTube, or something, and listened to it. And then I found a compilation that he made, and I picked through it and picked the stuff I liked and made a mix. And it's great because the 20s, you can go like, Dixieland or whatever you want to call it back then, but more African American style from the city, or you could do Mississippi Delta blues, or you could even do Hawaiian music, or you can, there's just a lot of different things in that era that were being recorded because they were trying to create a more rural market. And so they went out into the sticks and recorded a lot of. So that's like where the Carter family. So there's a lot of old time country music, a lot of bluegrass, depending on where they were recording. So when you get into that 1920s era, there's a lot of different stuff to get into.
Well,
I've been digging it, and it's all just live. It's live cut to. There's like one microphone.
Yep.
They're cutting the record on the spot, so you're kind of getting a little peephole into something that someone played in 3 minutes in history, and then it's over.
Classic.
And that's it. Yeah,
Classic.
It's good stuff.
One of the things I used to listen to back, when I started playing guitar, and my first guitar teacher turned me on to, was Andre Segovia.
Oh, sure.
And one of the things that he used to do is he used to play with the violin player, Stephen Grappelli. And, Django Reinhardt and those guys. And I tell you, the musicmanship, as far as that goes. I mean, the recording technology wasn't obviously as good as it is now, but I mean, just the sheer, content, it was awesome, and so forth. And like you say, it was just raw.
Best stuff ever.
Yeah. No joke. No joke.
Well, that was the only way to do it.
Yeah.
The red light goes on. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Kind of like what we're doing right now.
The red light is on, John.
The red light's on.
So that's good.
All right. Now I'm going to uncrumple my questions. I had the one last crazy question. Let me see. No, I don't know. I'm not going to ask you if you believe in astrology. That's kind of a stupid question.
Nah, I mean, occasionally I used to read the horoscopes in the paper.
Sure.
When there used to be papers.
Sure.
And so forth. But I think what
I don't even know what I just. Is this a random?
No.
question?
If I remember from last week, you're a Libra, correct?
No, Dan's a Libra.
Oh, Dan's a Libra.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a Taurus.
You're a Taurus. Well, I'm a Cancer.
Oh, okay. What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
Beats the hell out of me.
Okay.
I was born in July. That.
Yeah, that's what it means.
That's what I mean.
It means you're born in July.
Yeah, exactly. So, but other than that,
Yeah, who cares?
Exactly.
I just figured, like questions that nobody ever asks to just spark conversation. Astrology. I don't know. I have to come up with a couple of other questions.
Sure. Anyway, hey, this year, obviously, the NAMM show was canceled in January. So, and I know you've been telling me you're going to go with me sometime.
Yep.
So the next time, I'm going to hold your feet to the fire.
Yeah, right. I think, we probably need to at this point.
I get you out there and get.
We were ready. Did I tell you my wife, Paula, she was going to go?
Really?
Oh, yeah. I
Okay.
talked her into it. We were like, we're going to go this year. We're going to go to California,
Yep.
and then this happened. So you might be on next time.
All right. Well, we'll have to get out there and then we'll hook up with Matt. And,
Oh, yeah.
that'd be a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Do you have anything else to say before I press the button?
I think that about wraps it up here, John. I think, again, this is going to be episode number 2, pal.
Episode number 2 in the can.
All right,
Dave
baby.
Kuzminski, Sr., head honcho here at Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance. Lovely downtown Portland. Good luck getting over the bridge lately. I was late today.
Yeah,
I don't
we
know
had a
what's going
car
on over
accident, man. It was a car
Is that
accident
what it
on
was?
Route 9, and
Yep.
then there was another car accident on Route 3
Oof.
because everybody was jumping off Route 3 to avoid the traffic on
Oh,
Route
that's what
9.
it was. Yeah,
And
because it was over, but there was still.
Yeah.
I didn't get over in time. So.
Yeah, for sure. So,
All right.
anyway.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Mr. Peckman. And hey,
All right, you ready?
we're after hours.
Here I go. All right, everyone, thanks for checking us out. This was the John Peckman podcast coming to you from Connecticut Valley School of Music and Dance, beautiful downtown Portland. We will see you next time. See you later, Dave.
Bye-bye.